Welcome dear students to the lecture number 6 of the chapter Classification of Elements and Periodicity in Properties. Now this lecture is about the blocks in periodic table. Depending upon the nature of orbital that is being filled by the electrons, the elements of the periodic table are divided into 4 blocks: S, P, D, and F block. Now, my dear students, it is totally related to the electronic configuration of the element. If you want to decide that this element belongs to which block of the periodic table, its electronic configuration can reveal this secret. Now, let us discuss these blocks one by one. First is the S block elements. My dear students, the S block consists of total 14 elements, out of which one is hydrogen, which is a non-metal, other is helium, which is a noble gas, alkali metals, lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, and francium, and alkaline earth metals, beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium, barium, and radium. Most of the elements of the S block, they are pure metals. Now let us discuss their electronic configuration. Hydrogen has S subshell, which is being filled with one electron, as the S subshell of the valence shell is being filled in all these elements, so they will be belonging to the S block. In case of helium, again the S subshell of the valence shell is being filled with 2 electrons. In case of lithium, you can see that the S subshell of the second shell is being filled. In sodium, the last electron here, that is also in the S subshell, so it is also an S block element. Similarly, in case of alkaline earth metals, there are 2 electrons in the S that is being filled of the valence shell. Similarly, in magnesium, the S subshell of the third shell is being filled with the 2 electrons. So in all these elements, the S subshell or S orbital of the valence shell is being filled with the electron, so they are the S block elements. You know that alkali metals, they have very low ionization energy. They readily lose one electron which is present in their valence shell, so they have oxidation state +1. They usually exist in the monopositive ionic form. The alkaline earth metals, they usually lose 2 electrons in their valence shell to gain the electronic configuration of the noble gases and get stable. So that's why they are found in +2 oxidation state, or they are found in the dipositive ionic form. So this was about the S block. Now the P block elements, my dear students, these are the elements from the group 3A in modern periodic table. It is also called as the group 13, to the group 8A, which in modern periodic table is called as the group 18. The 3A is the boron family, 4A is the carbon family, 5A is the nitrogen family, 6A are also called as the chalcogens, and 7A they are called as the halogens, while the 8A they are called as the noble gases, which is the group 18. Now my dear students, there are total 30 elements in the P block, and most of these elements, either they are metalloids or they are non-metals. There are very few metals in the P block, so they majorly consist of the metalloids and the non-metals. And my dear students, all the elements of S block and P block, they are also called as the main group elements or representative elements. Now the general electronic configuration will be that in valence shell there will be 2 electrons in the S subshell, and there will be 1 to 6 electron in the P subshell. So finally their P subshell will be under the process of completion, or electrons are being filled in the P subshell. My dear students, I have taken one example from each group: boron from 3A, carbon from 4A, nitrogen 5A, oxygen 6A, fluorine 7A, and neon from 8A. You can see that in all these elements, their valence electrons, or the valence orbital which is being filled, that is the p orbital, like that. In boron, p orbital or p subshell has 1 electron, carbon p has 2 electrons, nitrogen 3, oxygen 4, fluorine 5, and in neon the p gets complete with the 6 electrons. As the p subshell of the valence shell is being filled with the electrons, so all these elements, they will belong to the p block of the periodic table. Now the next one is the D block elements. D block elements, they act as a bridge between the S block elements and the p block elements, you can say that the d block elements, they act as a bridge between the metals of the s block and non-metals of the p block. So this one, these two groups, they are basically s block 1a and 2a, and these are the groups of the p block, and this one is the bridge of the d block between the metals of the s block and non-metals of the p block. General electronic configuration is that their s subshell of the valence shell will be having either one or two electrons. Mostly they have two electrons in their configuration. And here is n minus 1. My dear students, if n is the valence shell, that then n minus 1 will be the second last shell. And the second last shell, just like the last occupied shell is called as the valence shell, the second last shell is also called as the penultimate shell. So in D block elements, the D subshell of the second last shell will be under the process of completion. Under the process of completion mean it will be mostly having 1 to 9 electrons. They are also called as the transition elements, outer transition elements, and there are basically 4 series in the D block: 3D series, 4D series, 5D series, and 6D series. 3D series has 10 elements from scandium to zinc. 4D series has 10 elements from yttrium to cadmium. 5D series has 10 elements from lanthanum to mercury, and 6D series starts with actinium, and it will end where it will end, we have no idea, as it is incomplete and new discoveries are being added into this series. The outer transition elements, they are 30 in number. Usually they are in 30s, either I think so they are almost 30 or 38, like something. They are in number, and all of these outer transition elements or D block elements, they are pure metals. Now let us look into their configuration. Scandium is the first D block element of the periodic table. Scandium is the first transition element of the periodic table, starting from hydrogen, which is the first element. Then there is helium second. Then there is boron, beryllium, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, sodium, magnesium, aluminium. All these, they are basically the main group elements. The 20th one is calcium. So starting from hydrogen to calcium, these 20 elements are main group elements, and the first transition element of the periodic table is scandium with atomic number 21. Now it has configuration 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, 4s2, and 3d1. Look at this, its valence shell is fourth one, as there is the s subshell of the fourth shell which is being filled with the electrons, but the d subshell, it is not of the valence shell, as the valence shell is the fourth one. So the d subshell of the third shell, if the fourth is valence shell, then the third will be the penultimate or second last shell. So the d subshell of the second last shell is being filled with the electrons, so that will be a d block element. But in case of zinc, you can see that the D subshell of the third shell, which is the second last shell, that is complete. It is not under the process of completion. So all those elements in which D will be complete, they will be non-typical transition elements, as they do not show the properties of the typical transition elements in which the D contains 1 to 9 electrons. The typical transition elements, usually they have colored compounds, very high melting and boiling point, variable oxidation state, they show paramagnetic or diamagnetic behavior, they form complexes. So all these properties, they are not seen in the zinc. Zinc shows only one oxidation state, most of its compounds are white. So why it does not show the properties of the typical transition elements? Because in this the D is complete. In order to show the properties of the typical transition element, the electronic configuration must have D incomplete from 1 to 9 electrons, with 1 to 9 electrons. And last one are the F block elements. Now the general configuration of the F block elements is N is the valence shell. So the S subshell of the valence shell usually has 1 or 2 electrons. The D of the second last shell, just I mentioned here, that will be having 1 to 10 electrons. And if N is valence shell, N minus 1 is second last shell, then N minus 2 will be third last shell. And this third last shell will be called as the anti penultimate shell. The last occupied shell is called valence shell. The second last is called penultimate shell, and the third last is called as the anti-penultimate shell. So, how will you define the F block elements? You will say that these are the elements in which F subshell of third last shell or anti-penultimate shell is being filled with the electrons. Or you can also define it that these are the elements in which F subshell of the third last shell is under the process of completion. And my dear students, the F block elements are also called as the inner transition elements. There are total 28 F block elements, 14 in the lanthanide series. This is called as lanthanide series because they are present in the periodic table after lanthanum having atomic number 57. So this series starts with cerium, atomic number 58, and ends at lutetium with the atomic number 71. There are 14 elements in the lanthanide series, and all elements of this series, they have same physical and chemical properties. The actinide series, which is also called as the 5F series, lanthanide is 4F series. Actinide series, it is called as actinide series because it is present after actinum in the periodic table. The atomic number of the actinum is 89. So this series starts from thorium with atomic number 90 to lawrencium with the atomic number 103. And these are also called as the F series elements. Actinides are more complex as compared to the lanthanides because of their large variation in their oxidation states. And my dear students, most of the members of the actinide series, they are man-made, they are artificial, and they are so highly unstable that even sometimes a few nanograms of them can be prepared in the laboratory using some nuclear reactions. So these are the actinide series. Similarly, the 14 elements of the actinide series, they will be having same properties. So total F block element has 20, F block has 28 elements, 14 in lanthanide series and 14 in the actinide series. And when you will write down their electronic configuration, you will see that their F subshell of the third last shell contains electron that is being filled with the electrons, or you can say that is under the process of the completion. And all elements of the F block, they are also pure metals. So 78% of the elements of the periodic table, they are metals, and if we count them in numbers, out of 118 elements, the 90 elements of the periodic table, they are basically the metals. So this was the preliminary discussion about the introductory discussion about the blocks of the periodic table. Next time we will come up with the difference between metals, non-metals and metalloids.